Hello everybody, it's Level 4 for another weekly update. A few things today. First of all, videos this week should be normal. I have Trails in the Sky already recorded for the week. Tomorrow I'll record the Mother 3 stuff. We'll be finishing up Chapter 7. And last week I put up the VODs for Gris. So this week it's going to be Kingdom Hearts 2. So look forward to those. In addition, yeah, it's the first day of March. Or if you don't believe the government, it's the second day of March. February 29th is a scam. But it's the first day of March. And that's scary because the year is a sixth over. And yeah, February was a weird month. Not a great month. I don't know how many people actually had a good February. The jury's kind of out for me. I got a lot of stuff accomplished in February, but also it was since starting my diet, it was the worst in terms of weight loss. I had a whole load of back and neck pain. And yeah, personally it's just bad. I know a whole bunch of people I know, a ridiculous amount. I mean, one is a ridiculous amount, but a ridiculous amount of people I know lost pets in February. And a couple people I know lost family members. And yeah, everyone just seemed to have generally bad luck. So the good news is February is over. It is currently March. Spring starts this month. Animal Crossing comes out. Doom Eternal, if you're into that. And we're starting, and this week is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, but we're starting the Bank Apocalypse because now we're in the game release window. Thankfully, and I say thankfully with an asterisk because I really wanted it to come out, but thankfully Final Fantasy VII was delayed till next month because I would have had a lot of trouble playing that and Persona 5 and Animal Crossing all at the same time. Now I'll be doing that, but in April, which means I get time to finish my Persona stuff, the art, before any of these games start releasing. So it's gonna be fun. My hair is weird. So yeah, that's fun times. But yeah, as for stuff this past week, this past week was mostly art time for me. It was very busy because every week on Monday I record the Mother 3 videos for the week, all four of them. Also, every other week on Tuesday I record for Trails videos. I upload 2 weeks, so that lasts me for 2 weeks. So last week was Trails week. So Monday and Tuesday were upload times. I was also trying to figure out my internet troubles. So I was doing a whole load of stuff that none of that really worked. In the end, we had an Optimum guy come in on Thursday and replace our modem because our old modem was 5 years old, and that's really old in modem years. He's like, yeah, we don't even carry these anymore. So I don't think it helped, but we'll see. It could have been a part of the problem, but we'll see. It would kind of explain why the problem just suddenly cropped up out of nowhere a few weeks ago, because the last time our modem died, it just stopped working. So this one could have been just I don't really want to connect sometimes when it's high capacity, but we'll see. So I'm going to try to stream at 8 p.m. on Tuesday, and we will play it by ear from there. Speaking of that, I also made bit badges. So affiliates got two things. Twitch affiliates got two things. One, a bit emote, which is different than the badge. The bit emote is an emote that people can unlock at certain bit tier levels. You know, like when you donate like 1 bit, you get that like little triangle thing next to your name, or like 100 or 1,000 or 5,000. So you get like different things. So those are bit badges signifying your level. So I put those bit badges. You can customize them if you want. We've had that for a while and I just never touched it. I made it into Danganronpa character faces. They're like the pixel type ones that you see like from the side modes in the Danganronpa games. So those are there now for 1 through 10,000, because no one's above that. But you also have bit emotes that, like, when you get to 1,000 bits, you unlock an emote, and you don't have to be subscribed for it, which is cool. So I moved Sidon, my Sidon cheering one, over to the bit emotes for 1,000. I didn't put in anything for the 5 or 10,000 yet, although I can, because I don't have any emotes to put there right now. But I'm working to replace the tier 2 badge with something else. We'll see what, because right now the tier 2 badge is also Sidon. I'm not going to get rid of it until I have a replacement. But so essentially, you can use the Sidon emote if you have the tier 2 badge, or you have given at least 1,000 bits on the channel. So I can still... So yeah, I also want to put a tier 3 badge, not for people on Twitch, because I don't think anyone should do the tier 3 subscription, because it's expensive. But at least for any subscriber, we'll be able to use that across Discord, regardless of their tier. I don't think that the emote badge... the bit emotes have Twitch integration, but we'll see. So those might be just exclusive to Twitch. So if you have any ideas for the 5 and 10,000 tier emotes, please let me know. I have an idea for the 5,000, which is going to be mean because there's like barely anybody that's there, but it'll be a good, at least some sort of reward for getting there. But yeah, so that's that. So what else happened this week? Animal Crossing comes out in 20 days. It's so exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm actually like, I've decided I'm stopping playing Pocket Camp on my phone. I play Pocket Camp a lot. I know some people have been kind of like off of it. I'm not going to be playing it anymore. I'm just going to be logging in for the login bonuses every day. But I'm not doing the events or anything because I don't want to be burnt out on Animal Crossing by the time the game gets out. And the Pocket Camp isn't a good Animal Crossing game, and it definitely not now after they put in the loot cookies and the subscription passes. But it was just an Animal Crossing light experience that tied us over in the meantime, in my opinion. But you have to spend a lot of time to get all the events going on it at this point, and I don't want to feel that while we're getting closer to the actual game's release, because I'm really excited for the actual game's release. So yeah, let's see. So other things that happened this week, I have a few art pieces. So these aren't going to show up well on the camera. I tested it beforehand. But at the beginning of the week, I finished up Makoto Nijima from Persona 5 as part of the Persona project. This looks a lot better on Twitter. I urge you to go there. I can put the light up, but it just reflects back in that case. Or you can see the detail on the armor now, but not any of the light parts, because that's just how this camera works. But I want to see if you can kind of see a little detail on the face there. But anyway, so yeah, I was very, very proud of that Makoto picture. But People are going to PAX or were at PAX this weekend, so I hope they had good times. Um, People are getting really hyped for Animal Crossing. I'm very hyped for Animal Crossing. After like the direct and everything, I'm really looking forward to it. I had a whole thing I was talking about on Discord about it. Essentially, let's undo that. Essentially, New Leaf had like an emotional resonance with me just because of when I played it and how the game worked. It came out like mid 2013, and I didn't buy it on release, but 2013 was when I started my cancer treatment. I was on really heavy chemotherapy starting in July, like going into the next few months, and or June. Yeah, the surgery was earlier than that. June was when I started, and so I didn't get the game on release because I was kind of burned out on Animal Crossing. I played a whole load of Wild World, and then City Folk just did not do it for me in the slightest. I was just out of the series. But like, I was stuck in the hospital, and I was I was dying, and it was awful, and I needed something. So I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna buy like a digital version of my 3DS. I play in the 3DS a lot. I need to comb my hair because this is bothering me, and so I started playing it. That summer, late summer in the hospital, and it was perfect for me. Like, just Animal Crossing in general. I like Animal Crossing in general, but again, like I was a little burnt out on it. But like the escape into that other world, with the music and just niceness, and I was awake late at night usually, so I would just go to the island and bug farm a whole load, for money, and it was just like it was beautiful for me, and it helped me cope, and it helped me live through that horrible summer of being weeks and weeks and weeks in the hospital with chemotherapy, and then after effects of the chemotherapy, and then just the fevers and the infections and just everything else involved. And the main thing that I did that summer was play Animal Crossing New Leaf. So like, even now when I hear any of the music, like I tear up. Especially 7 p.m. is like, I could write a paper about how Animal Crossing New Leaf 7 p.m. is the best piece of music in video gaming. Do 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 boom 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 boom. It's just boom 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 boom. Just that the boom. Sorry. It's beautiful, and I love it. And sometimes I put that song on, I listen to repeat, and I cry a whole load because it reminds me of the good times. And so that game is just it's that game is in my soul. So I'm slightly worried about New Horizons because obviously I'm thankfully, thank God, not in the same circumstances as I was when I started playing that game. But I'm a very different person now than I was then, in a lot of ways. Some not good, but I'm a different person than I was. And I'm hoping that, aside from the fact that this game just looks like it's going to be fantastic, I'm hoping that there is that soul to it that lets me enjoy it in the same way, where like, after a long day of playing other games or doing art or whatever, I can just pick up my Switch, lay back in bed, and play New Horizons for a few hours at midnight or something, and enjoy it. I'm really hoping that I can have that connection again, because I'm tearing up right now. That connection means so much to me. So anyway, that's my talk about Animal Crossing. But yeah, New Leaf meant a lot to me, is what I'm trying to say. Pocket Camp is not like, currently I just don't think of it as an Animal Crossing game, and I don't want to touch it because I want to go into New Horizons fresh and with an open mind, because yeah, I hadn't touched Animal Crossing in a very long time after New Leaf, or before New Leaf, before I started playing New Leaf, and it really worked. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, let's see other things that happened this week. Bob Iger sent. I think it's Bob Iger. I don't know. Stepped down as CEO of Disney, and they named Bob Chapek, was head of like parks and stuff, as the new CEO, and Bob Iger is now like an executive idea person. But yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. Bob Chapek has had an interesting history at Disney. Some good, some bad, but he's been working there for a very long time. Excuse me. And yeah, Iger is the one that got Marvel, I think Pixar, and Fox to be part of Disney. So he made the empire. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I just want the parks not to be ruined. Let's see. Yeah, so I tried doing streams at the proper times, and they all didn't go well. I spent a whole bunch of time testing stuff. I tested out streams at 12, which worked fine. 6 did not last week. We'll see again how it goes this week. But 12 p.m. worked. Not 12 a.m. 12 p.m. worked. But the problem is no one's around. So, yeah, that's the problem. 3 p.m. might be good for me and other people, but we'll see. It's just very tough to get everything working. Mikoto. I'm very proud of the Makoto picture. I actually didn't like it when I finished it. I was like, I did what I could, and it was how I wanted it to be, but I didn't like how it looked. I thought that there was something wrong with it. And it took me a few days until I like really came around to like it being good. Sometimes, like for the other Persona stuff, I was not as critical. I don't think the Makoto one is my best, or even in the top 3 of the Persona pictures I've done so far. But I don't think that it's bad. But yeah, there was something about it that didn't look right. But it might just be the reference. So we'll see. We'll see what how history judges it, I guess. So let's see. Another thing that I did another piece of art that I did was, I also streamed this. This was another test stream on Wednesday, where I didn't have a mic, but I wanted to do a test stream. But Gipple from Final Fantasy X-2. So this was really good. There's no really any reference material for him online except for like in-game cutscenes, which are all computer generated, like 3D type stuff. So I had to base my picture off of that, and it's not easy when you don't have any like 2D pictures, even if you want to make it look 3D like I did here, or 3D-ish. Usually I like having at least some sort of reference, but I didn't. But I was still able to do it. I streamed it, so for patrons, there's currently a Let's Draw video up on my channel. I linked it in Patreon, in a Patreon message. For everyone else, that video will go up sometime this month. But yeah, so I just turned the stream into a video sped up, from 2 hours to 15 minutes. So yeah, you can see from beginning to end how I did that. So yay. Sometimes I actually like get things right quickly. So yeah, there's Gipple. I watched A Lock and Key on Netflix, which is a very interesting show. I recommend if you like, like mystery. I don't know how to describe it. It gets kind of dark, but it's magic-y. A bunch of kids like find all these keys that turns out have magical powers in their house, and it's interesting. Let's see, Pokemon revealed their new mythical, Zarude, which everyone started making sandstorm jokes, but it's grass dark, which makes it a Nuzleaf, so that's cool. Oracle of Ages and Seasons turned 19 this past week also. They deserve more love. Right, so I made the bit badges. I may as well show them off here. They're very basic. I mean, it's not going to look good here because of the way that Twitter blows up pictures, but it's they're much smaller because of the way that they are. But these are Twitter's just like blowing them up to the maximum size, but they're really tiny. It's Makoto, Chihiro, Chiaki, Nagito, and Kokichi as the in that order: 1, 100, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. So yeah, next time I have a stream and you have given bits, you'll see. Let's see. Also, it is over here. I got Knives Out on Blu-ray because it is out on Blu-ray. This is my movie of the year. I think it came out last year. Yeah, it came out last year, but I saw it this year. But it doesn't matter. It's my movie of the year for both years. This movie is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. And I highly recommend it to literally anybody. I can't tell you how much I love how this movie is. And all the acting. It is probably the best role Chris Evans has ever had. I really liked him as Captain America, obviously. I liked him in Scott Pilgrim. But like this, he's just like far and away the best. This is probably also my favorite Daniel Craig performance. Maybe my favorite Jamie Lee Curtis performance. It's like, it's so good. It's so good. But yeah, I highly recommend it. And I bought it the day it came out on Blu-ray because I wanted to buy it from the second that I saw it in theaters. So yeah, good times. I love it. And the last thing, the last thing that happened was the I'm just making sure there is no other stuff. No, okay, yes. The last thing, pretty much for this week was the Mikoto drawing was from the beginning of the week. For the end of the week, or over the course of the week, I drew. This was actually going to be one of the streams that didn't work out, but I drew Futaba Sakura for the Persona thing, and this. Again, the camera's not doing well because it can't focus on several colors at once. But like this, yeah, it can't. But this is like probably my favorite of the Persona drawings. It's I highly recommend looking at it on Twitter if you haven't seen it already because there's actual detail there. But I put a lot into making that picture work. It didn't take the longest. I think Ryuji took the longest out of any of the Persona stuff I've done so far in terms of coloring. The line work, no, Ryuji actually was a lot detailed also, so I don't know. But that was also like the second one that I did, so I wasn't in the same amount of practice. But I think I put the most effort into that picture, and personally, I think it shows. I'm very proud of it, and I I'm just like I'm really happy with how it came out, and I tweeted it at the voice actor for Futaba, Erica Lindbeck, and she retweeted it and also complimented me. So it got a significant amount of attention on Twitter because she is a well-followed voice actress. So I'm very grateful for all the love that people have given it, because that's definitely like, in terms of, I mean, I really like a lot of the other stuff that I've done. Like, there's a few pieces I've talked about this before, a few pieces I have that have like meaning to me, sentimental meaning. The Yuffie, I don't know if you can see it at the corner of the camera. Like the Yuffie, the Kyoko, this Futaba, which was like the first big project that I did 2 years ago. This is February 6th, 2018. So this is 2 years ago now. Like the first one of the Persona projects, which was Kazumi. Like those four are like my I mean, the Ryuji one also. Those four are like my big accomplishments in life. And I'm very proud of like a lot of the other stuff I did, like the Jono card picture. I absolutely love. But this, I think, personally, is the best piece of art that I've done. And that makes me happy. It makes me happy that I can actually make bests, not just kind of coast along. I've really been trying with this, and I don't know if I'm going to be doing a project this ambitious again, but I've really been trying, and I think that it's showed. I really think that it actually, like, there are tangible results to my effort. Not in terms of the attention it's gotten, but in terms of like, the effort that I'm putting in is equaling a result, as opposed to like it not going anywhere. So, yeah, I have 3 left, 2.5 really. I'm halfway through the Akechi one now. So the Akechi one should come out this week, and hopefully it'll just be 1 week for the other 2, which means it'll give me like a little bit of time. A little bit of space to work around everything. Hypothetically, I can do only 1 like color layer a day per picture, and be finished before the 31st at this point. Out of the 31 days we have, I have 25 layers of like detail to do left over the 3, divided over the 3 drawings. So yeah, it's almost done. But I'm just proud of myself. I have a lot to learn still, and I'm definitely not as good at some things, or not as good as some people, but I'm very proud of the art that I've done so far this year. And if you want to see the stuff that I've done, I compiled it, stuff from January, February, into a Twitter moment. I filled up the moment. I think there's like 50 entries there of all the various art or works in progress or whatever, so I'll put that in the description. But yeah, I'm sorry I've been talking so long. But yeah, so I'm just very happy about the Futaba thing. And for some reason yesterday, Ko Takeuchi, the WarioWare creator, followed me. Not creator, the artist, and I'm very concerned. I don't know why. I know that he knows Adriana Figueroa, but Adriana doesn't follow me or anything, so I don't know where the connection was made. But I'm concerned for him because, my Twitter account is lots of memes and Let's Play videos, but hopefully I don't scar him too badly. But yeah, fun times. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. I'm sorry if it ever seems like I'm bragging. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to be proud of what I do accomplish. And I've really been putting my heart and soul into the Persona pictures. Like, I know that personally anyway, there's a very big quality difference between the Persona stuff and my Patreon things, and then everything else that I do, like all the Proton John memes and stuff. The Patreon drawings generally are like 2 to 3 hours from start to finish, because that's, the price point. The Persona stuff from the sketch up until finishing have each been at least 20 hours total, like through all the steps. So it's a very significant difference in the amount of time I'm spending, the amount of attention I'm putting in. And I can't do that with every drawing. I can't put 20 hours into everything that I do because I'll go crazy. But I've really been trying, and it's helped me out a lot with a whole load of the stress of this past month, because this past month has had a lot of family stuff that's been going on. It's a whole mess still, but I've talked about this before. Drawing is my happy place, and I just get into it. Like, I really get sucked into it, and it's something that Let's Playing can't do for me. It's something that video games in general can't do. There's nothing else that consumes my attention like drawing, and focusing on this Persona thing these past couple of months have been so good for me. Aside from the back and neck pain, because I just sitting in this chair in various bad positions that I really should try to work on, but aside from the physical pain, it's been really good for my mental, my mental capacity. But yeah, so I appreciate everyone's support, just in general, on the art, videos, whatever. I appreciate you so very much. I'm glad you made it through February. I know it was hard. But March is here, which means spring is coming, Animal Crossing is coming, Persona 5 is coming out, Final Fantasy 7 is almost here. Things are looking up. You got this. And I'll see you again next week. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.